And this is the ABC 10 News Streamline. Everything you need to know in 10 minutes or less. Tonight, Jimmy Kimmel's late night show returns, ending an indefinite suspension that stirred up a lot of opinions and also a lot of backlash. He is set to address the controversy during his opening monologue. The show was abruptly and indefinitely taken off the air last Wednesday. Now, ABC pulled the show after criticism over Kimmel's monologue, where he talked about the quote MAGA gang and blamed their movement for Kirk's assassination. On Monday, a spokesperson for Disney, which owns ABC, said they suspended the show to cool tensions over the comments. Sinclair, however, one of the biggest owners of network TV affiliates, says it still won't air the show. Medical groups are criticizing President Trump after he urged pregnant women to stop taking acetaminophen, the active ingredient in Tylenol, after claiming that it could lead to a higher risk for autism.
Don't take Tylenol. Don't take it. If you just can't, I mean, it's fight like hell not to take it.
The administration saying it will now advise doctors to prescribe acetaminophen only in cases where a high fever would pose a risk to the fetus. But many doctors worry the administration's announcement is going to make pregnant women hesitate to treat a fever.
Uncontrolled fevers in pregnancy pose an increased risk of miscarriage, of neurodevelopmental defects.
Now, according to the AP, the link between the drug and autism has not been proven, with many studies showing autism is mostly rooted in genetics. Kenvue, the company that makes Tylenol, said its drug is safe for pregnant women. Along with Trump's announcement yesterday, the FDA has also approved the cancer drug leucovorin to treat autism symptoms. Critics say, however, it still needs more testing. And following that announcement, President Trump will address the UN General Assembly in New York later this morning. The White House says that Trump will talk about U.S. strength and what he considers his personal accomplishments. Many are waiting to hear what, if anything, he's going to say about the war in Gaza. About 80% of UN members now back Palestinian statehood after 9 recognized it this week. Israel opposes a two-state solution. The Trump administration is not pushing for the statehood and is barring Palestinian leaders from the General Assembly by denying them visas. Today, students at Claremont High School will return to class after a shooting threat on Monday. The campus was placed on lockdown for hours as police swept the building for a gunman. ABC 10 News reporter Danny Miskell spoke with students and concerned parents who showed up waiting for answers.
So we all just started crying. My friend, she started calming me down.
I've never really experienced this, and you just hear a bunch of cops walking by, talking, and then police dogs, and then they come into your classroom, like just abruptly open the door, and kind of scares you a little bit.
SDPD says the school's police department got an anonymous call just after 11 a.m. According to police, that person claimed they were on campus and that they were going to carry out a mass shooting. School PD and SDPD responded immediately. They also locked down Marston Middle School and started doing a protective sweep through here. Police also set up several staging areas off campus where the parents could reunite with their kids. And after police searched the campus, they told us that they didn't find a gun, a shooter, or anything else. So it was at that point the lockdown was lifted. While all this was happening, though, there were crowds of parents outside here anxiously waiting for updates, and many questioned the school's communication.
There's rumors going around that somebody found a gun, or some parents had heard that there was a gunshot. That's not true. Like,
the rumors are going.
Exactly, and that's why we need district communications out here, because rumors are going to spread if they're not positively communicating what is real and what's not.
San Diego police said that they were asked by the school to be the spokesperson on behalf of both of them, and they told me that this was a very fluid situation. They wanted to be very careful about the updates that they were pushing out, making sure that they did not spread any misinformation. Ultimately, though, no shots were fired, no one was injured. Reporting outside of Claremont High School, Danny Miskell, ABC 10 News.
Because this white woman said she didn't like the way I was sitting on the train,
So the man in that video being removed from a train on the way from New York City to Connecticut is sharing what he says happened to him. Authorities say Alex O'Keefe, a former writer on the TV drama The Bear, had his feet up on the seat next to him. O'Keefe posted this video here saying a woman told him to fix the way he was sitting. After he refused, he says she told the conductor, who called police, and stopped the train. He was then handcuffed and removed. According to MTA rules, riders can be fined $50 for occupying more than one seat by placing their feet up, and if a rider ignores a violation notice, they can be ejected. In a statement overnight, O'Keefe responded saying, quote, "A 31-year-old white man in business casual would never be violently pulled off a train and detained because one customer deemed their sitting disrespectful." I'm going to show you this scary moment. This was all caught on camera. Passengers captured these sparks flying out of their plane's engine. This happened Sunday night, shortly after the Delta Airlines flight took off from Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. The plane was heading to Sacramento, but it quickly turned around, made an emergency landing back in Atlanta. Scary to see that outside of your window. Fortunately, nobody was hurt.
In a time where people are always looking for ways to save money, there's a growing trend called the No Spend Challenge, which helps people figure out what they want and what they need.
I'm going to tell you everything I spent, how much I spent. It was a super high spend month for me, but I didn't violate any no-buy rules.
That's Amaya Wadsworth, who has documented her No Spend Challenge in videos she's posted on social media. She started when she was 18 while working for a company that provides sustainable spending guidance for people.
There was no way for me to adequately guide people through the process of learning how to spend less and really reflect on your spending habits unless I went all in on it myself.
The No Spend Challenge is a financial strategy where people commit to not buying anything outside of their necessities. They still pay for their utilities, monthly bills, and buy groceries. But the point is to cut down on things you don't need, such as eating out, buying an extra cup of coffee during the day, purchasing new clothes, or even spending on alcohol. Amaya says though her goal was to save more money, she also wanted to develop better spending habits.
No longer buying things that I didn't need, that cluttered up my house, that stressed me out later, etc. So I did look through a lot of my recent spending and tried to see where it was mostly from.
And a recent study by the Federal Reserve Bank of New York shows many more Americans are planning to be more cautious when it comes to spending. Data shows consumers expect their monthly spending growth to be in the 3% range for next year, which is a step back from the 3.3% expected monthly growth. Amaya says this challenge also helped her kick the habit of impulse spending, which ended up saving her thousands of dollars over the course of 8 months.
You kind of are what you buy, and that you shape your identity through the things you own didn't have to be true to me, that I could really love the beauty of those things, but I didn't have to have them.
Amaya says with the money saved, she was able to move into a new place that was once out of her budget.
If I didn't feel like I had that backup, I would have never been able to take that leap, especially just because the cost of living changes so much, and having those savings for us was really, really helpful.
Well, trending here in San Diego, a new film starring Leonardo DiCaprio has been a big boost for the local economy. Parts of the movie, one battle after another, were filmed at county parks and also communities like Borrego Springs. The film also stars Benicio del Toro and Sean Penn. Warner Brothers says the movie pumped nearly $7 million into the local economy, and it's already getting Oscar buzz. The movie hits theaters on Friday. Looking forward to seeing that. All right, we are in. The Padres, they are heading to the playoffs after defeating the Brewers last night in dramatic fashion. The game went extra innings, snagging the win at the bottom of the 11th. The game was tied 4-4. Freddie Fermin hit a shot center field. You see Bryce Johnson there. He was able to make it home. All the other players ran onto the field to celebrate. This is their 4th playoff appearance in the last 6 seasons. All right, let's go Friar Faithful. And that is your ABC 10 News Streamline. Everything you need to know today in under 10 minutes.